look like you playing me. It's insane to be thinking that you could ever get over on me. I'm a rebel to this game, so ain't no rules if he finds me. Y'all a felon in this industry. Y'all misdemeanors, tell me smart, I'm new one.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your man, Next Icon, and y'all know what time it is. Once again, it's 8 o'clock on a Tuesday night, and it is time for the ICON Chronicles. And as always, I am the host, Next Icon. And as always, for those that are unaware, Next Icon is an acronym for No Excuses. I can overcome negativity. So, if anybody's paying attention tonight, today is an open forum. I've been a little busy today, so I have not really had much time to come up with a topic today. So I'm just going to freestyle this thing, and we're going to let it run the way that it runs. But before I do that, I want everybody to be advised that as of July 5th, I released a new single. It's called Let the Sun Shine. It's being distributed on all music formats. It's being distributed by DistroKid, but you can find it on all music formats, as well as all of my other singles that I have been releasing throughout the course of the year. The initial goal was to release a new single every month, but with the way that my schedule has been running, both work-wise and entertainment-wise, it's been a little bit hectic with trying to do a song every month, so I think I may be like 1 or 2 tracks behind on my schedule, but don't worry, I'll be catching up pretty soon. Stay tuned for a new movie that's going to be coming out soon called Friends Like Sisters, of which I am blessed to be a part of, by my man Kenny O.D. I'm not going to try and say his name because I'm going to screw it up, and if he's listening, I don't want him to hear me butcher his name, but he goes by the name of Kenny O.D., and we did a film that should be coming up to be released pretty soon called Friends Like Sisters, where I play an inspector. Also go to EJENELLC.com. That's EJENELLC.com. Subscribe and check out the movie What Death Do We Part, where I play Rodney. I would tell you a little bit about that one, but let's just say that I'm not a very nice guy in this movie. I'm actually kind of a schmuck, but hey, it is what it is. What else is there to talk about? If you are a reader and you love to read books and you want to discover something else to read, for those that are unaware, I am an author. I have 5 books that are released, and I'm in the process of completing book number 6. The first 2 books are called Love for the Game and Love for the Game, Book 2, Balls in My Word. There's also a psychological thriller called Brutal, and there's 2 books of poetry called Confessions from the Flip Side of Love, Volumes 1, Volumes 2, and the new book that'll be coming out hopefully within the next few months. It's called Across the River. So check those books out. Again, check out my music, check out my movies. If you're unaware of what movies that I'm in, you can go on Tubi and you can look up The Struggle to the Dilemma. You can look up Domestic Warfare. You can look up on Amazon Prime. You can look up Jared's, The Walkers. I got another movie coming out, a web series coming out called White Niggas. I also have another web series that I'm a part of called Atlanta's Ugly 2.0. And let's just say that this has been a very busy 6 months. I'm literally working on a new project every month, which is why the writing and the music is kind of being a little bit tailored to the back wind a little bit. What else? Oh, if you have an attic, if you have a garage, if you have a basement, or you have an eviction property, or you have a foreclosure property that needs to be cleaned, do yourself a favor. Don't just make a choice, make the best choice. Contact TBC Cleaning for all of your cleaning needs. Specializing in foreclosure and eviction cleaning, but TBC Cleaning is also good for if you have a basement to be cleaned, an attic, garage, anything that needs to be cleaned that you're not able to take care of. TBC Cleaning is your best choice. So again, don't just make a choice, make the best choice. You're all invited to follow me. If you cannot watch the Icon Chronicles on YouTube and on Facebook on the Icon Chronicles podcast page, you can tune in to the Icon Chronicles and you can listen to it on Anchor. Anchor is a verbal podcast which is broadcast on Spotify. And if you cannot watch this handsome face that you see on your screen, if you can't watch this, you can at least hear my voice while you're working and just get some insights. And if you have any opinions, if you have any requests on any topics, if you have anything that you would like to discuss or see discussed on the show, there is a number at the bottom, 678-803-7263. Don't pay attention to the topic because I forgot to change it. That was last week's topic, Might Even Hand to Feed You. But with all that being said and done, we are going to go ahead and we're going to get into the open forum. And the first thing that I am going to want to discuss, let's see, what do I want to discuss? Let's talk about social media to start off with. And again, this is me, Next Icon. No excuses, I can overcome negativity. And this is the Icon Chronicles. And you are listening to me or watching me on either YouTube, Facebook, or on the Anchor site, through Spotify. You're listening to me. So let's get started with, like I said, we're going to start with social media. And this is my take on social media. And again, these are my opinions. And lately, things that are being said have been blown out of context, taken the wrong way. People get in their feelings or whatever. But again, it is an opinion, which everybody is entitled to. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. You can hate it, despise it, throw it in the trash, toss it up in the air, see what comes down. You can do whatever you want, but it's an opinion to which everybody is entitled to. So, as far as it goes with social media, if anybody that knows me, I really don't take it seriously. I do, but I don't, depending upon what the subject matter is. Now, if we're talking about anything that has to do with relationships, society, criminal justice system, something of substance, I may engage in those conversations. But for the most part, anything else is pretty much fun and games and entertainment. Because it's really about nothing. You have a lot of these Facebook toughies and wannabe Facebook thucksters that want to have an open place to speak, but they only do it on social media. They only do it on Instagram. They only do it on Snapchat, WhatsApp, Facebook. But in real life, if they come across you in the real world, the physical world, they have nothing to say. They have nothing to offer. They have nothing to interject. They really don't have an opinion about anything until they get behind their screens and behind the keyboards. Then they're the Donald Trump of the social media world. And that's fine. Again, everybody is entitled to their opinion. Everybody's entitled to what it is they want to say. Social media is a public forum, and we are all entitled to freedom of speech. So we can all say whatever we want to say, and we don't have to agree with what somebody else says. We don't have to. We're not obligated to. And that's fine. That's what makes us different. We don't always have to agree. And then honestly, if everybody agreed with everything that I said, I would have a problem. Let's just be honest. But the object of the matter is social media is an entertainment form, at least to me. Because generally, once I post something, like because I have so many things on my mind, usually like within 5 minutes after I post something, I forgot what I posted, I forgot what I responded to, unless somebody responds back to me. And depending upon what the response is, determines what my response is. And again, it's fun and games. I don't really care. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect my life. It don't stop me from getting up and taking a shower in the morning. It don't take me from eating breakfast, eating lunch, eating dinner. It don't stop me from doing none of that. It don't stop my money. So I can really care less. But there are those that take things that are posted on social media to heart. They take it seriously. They get offended. They get in their feelings. I have my own opinion about that, but we ain't gonna go there. That's a whole different story for another day about what I think. But again, they're entitled. But there is a saying that sometimes, what is it? It's a saying down here that they have that a hit dog will holler. There's a lot of dogs out here that be getting hit, and a lot of dogs out here that be hollering. But now somebody might get offended because I said that and I used that analogy, and they say, "Who you calling a dog?" It is a metaphor. I'm not calling you a dog specifically. I'm not calling you a dog personally. It is a metaphoric analogy in a sentence to describe a particular situation or situations. I have another thing that I call it the Haitian Jackson. And if anybody understands that, then they know what I'm talking about. But for those that don't, Haitian Jack, if anybody listens to Tupac, Haitian Jack was mentioned in a song by Tupac, Against All Odds, where he named Haitian Jack in some things that were going on. The reason why I call it the Haitian Jack syndrome is because those of us in this world out here outside of the Tupac world, we listened to Against All Odds. Nobody knew who Haitian Jack was. Anybody that's from the hood, maybe in the suburbs, who knows? Everybody has a nickname. Everybody has a street name. Haitian Jack could be a million other people. You can walk by Haitian Jack 20 times in a day just in Atlanta. But because of this song, and of course after Tupac died, Haitian Jack got offended and got in his feelings and decided that what he wanted to do is he wanted to sue the Tupac estate because he felt that he was slandered or defamed by Against All Odds. This is how everybody knew who Haitian Jack was. Until then, nobody knew him. Nobody cared who he was. It was just a song. But there were a lot of people out here that have the Haitian Jack syndrome because they feel that everything that is said and everything that is posted and everything that is put out into the social media world is about them. Your vanity is showing. You are so vain that you think that every post is about you. Matter of fact, there was a song back in the day by an artist named Carly Simon called You're So Vain. And in the song, she says, you probably think this song is about you. Guess what? Every post that you see and everything that is said is not about you. God didn't stop when he made you. He didn't make you the only irritating person on the planet. He didn't make you the only annoying person on the planet. There's a million plus people just like you. And we get pissed off at more than one person in the course of the day. And we are not spending our day and our time and our energy focusing on the one person out of a million that done pissed us off for that day. We're not. We don't have that kind of time. We're not sitting there trying to figure out what's the best way to get on your nerves and annoy you and to pay you back for something that you did last year, 6 months ago, last week. We don't care. We done forgot about it, really. And most of the time, the only reason that we get remembrance of what happened then is because your conscience ate you up. You got hit by that rock and you hollered like a dog, got the Haitian Jack syndrome, and you put it out in the open. And that's when you got exposed for who you are, what you stand for. I'm going to let you marinate on that for a minute. Because most of us that are in this world that have way many other things to be considering and concerned about, whatever it was that you did, either we figured out that you did it and we don't care because we ain't dealing with you no more. We don't care what you did because we ain't dealing with you no more. We done moved on because we ain't dealing with you no more. Are y'all catching on to this? The only reason that it came back up in our mind that secured the fact that it was you that did it was because you got in your feelings. You saw something on Facebook. They're talking about me. I know they are. They meant to me. They figured out that it was me that did it. No, actually, we did not. We saw a post, we liked the post, we reshared the post, life goes on. But in your world and in your mind, we busted you, we've exposed you, we put your business on social media, and you have to come back at us and let us know. Let me explain something to y'all about me. I'm not a Facebook tough. I'm not a social media thug. I'm a real world butthole. Why? Because if you come at me on any type of social media for anything that I posted, anything that I said, I will eat you alive. I will lay you out like a piece of meat in the desert and watch you dry out and feed you to the vultures. That's my mentality. I don't need a Haitian Jack mentality. I don't need a hit dog or holler ideology. I understand the power, so-called power, that y'all keep giving to social media and to the bunch of the idiots that are on it. I understand that. But if you come at me and you fire shots, I'm from the streets, nigga. We shoot back. But y'all shooting 22 shells. I'm shooting AK-47 and a 70-round drum with hollow points, bro. That's how I handle this. And at the same time, I'm not afraid to meet you out on the block. That's the difference between Facebook and social media thugsters and the real ones. We don't care about meeting you on the street. We waiting for it. We ain't gonna come looking for you. Because the way that karma works, you're gonna come across us eventually. And you're gonna be shaking in your boots when you see us. You're gonna try to turn around and go the other way. You're gonna try and hide your face so that we can't see that it's you. But we done already peeped you out. See, we real about ours. We don't just talk it. We walk it. And we don't say nothing that we can't back up. See, that's the difference between a real world thugster and a social media thugster. See, y'all talk a lot. But then when somebody come in your face to check you, to cash that check that you done wrote, now you want to negotiate. Now you want to explain. It ain't that kind of part. Once you put it, whatever you put out to understand, like I just said, words have strength. Words have power. Once you put it out there, there is no taking it back. Once you put it out there, it can't be taken back. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it to y'all like this. A lot of y'all folks, y'all like to get on social media and y'all like to spit venom and y'all like to make threats to people. If I see you, I'm gonna do this to you. If I catch you, I'm gonna do this to you. Y'all were so stupid. Why? Because nothing leaves the internet. Nothing. You can erase it off your phone. You can erase it out of your memory. You can delete it. You can throw it in the trash. You can do whatever. If something happens to the person that you threatened, and they go back and they check phone records, they check social media records, and your name is attached to anything that is applied as a threat, guess who they coming after? And you can't deny it. Why? Because you was dumb enough to put your threat on social media and the whole world saw it. And anybody that saw it can verify that they saw it, and they can verify that it came from you. But y'all want to be gangsters, and y'all want to be shysters, and y'all want to be hooligans on social media. Y'all trying to be illegal, but you can't even keep your mouth shut off of social media. You go and you rob somebody, and the first thing that you do as an idiot is you go on Facebook and you show exactly what you got. Then you have the audacity to look like a deer stuck in the headlights when 12 come knocking on the door with a warrant for your behind. Now you're trying to figure out how y'all find me, how y'all catch me. Understand that every single device that we carry, every phone that you carry, every tablet that you carry, your laptop that you carry, your computer in your house, the smart TVs that all of us have, they all have an IP address. All of those IP addresses are tracked and monitored by the government. So whatever you do, they already know where you are. They know how to find you. They know how to get you because they already know. Y'all sharing your pictures and everything. You're putting your vacation pictures and all this. You putting all your business on social media. The government knows everything that you're doing. You ain't just telling us. You ain't just telling your friends. You telling your enemies. You telling the people that don't like you. You telling the police. You telling the FBI. You telling the CIA. You telling all of these people your business, thinking that because you put private or you're DMing somebody. For those that don't understand DM, you're direct messaging somebody. You're thinking that because you're doing all that, there can't nobody else see it but you and who you send it to. Stop being stupid. We are being monitored every single day. Matter of fact, we're being monitored every second of every minute of every hour of every day of every month of every year. Watch what you do. I tell people this all of the time. When you go on vacation and you put on social media, I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. You're not just telling me. You ain't just telling your mama. You ain't just telling your best friend. You ain't just telling your coworkers. You're telling people that are looking to get at you, to get what you got. You have given them the perfect time frame to do whatever they want to do to you, to get at you while you're on vacation. And then when you come home from vacation, guess what you find out? You moved. You just didn't know you moved. Your neighbor saw it. Your neighbor saw the movers. They saw the U-Haul truck pull up in front of the house, and they saw the movers unloading, taking everything out of the house and putting it into the truck. You just weren't a part of the operation because you are on vacation. Let's get even realer. Everybody wants to get a gun these days. And the first thing that y'all do when you get a gun, what do? Show it on Facebook. Look at my new toy. Look at my little friend. This is what I got to protect me. Stupid. Again, just like you telling me, and you telling your mama, and you telling your best friend, and you telling your coworkers that you got a new toy, you are also telling, guess who? Is any of this clicking in? So now, if I got a beef with you, and I know that you just went to the gun store, because I'm following you on Facebook, I might not like everything that you got. I might not participate in everything that you do on Facebook, but I'm watching you, and I see that you have a brand new 9mm. That means that if I'm coming for you, I need to come with at least a 4.5, Mac 15 or Mac 10, AR 15, AK 47, M16, because you just told me that I got to come better with what I got to get at you. Everything that you do does not need to be displayed to the world. We ain't got to know everything that you do. We ain't got to know everything that you bought. We ain't got to know everything that you finna get. Y'all let social media dumb y'all down and open y'all up and make y'all vulnerable to your own environment. And most of y'all living in an environment, all they doing is they watching you. They watching what time you get up in the morning. They watching what time that you leave for work. They watching what time you go to the store. They watching what time that you come home. How long are you gone? You left at 9 o'clock. You usually gone for about 3-4 hours. So if I break in between to give you till give you a good 15 minutes to get away from the house, break in like around 9:15. clean out your house and be done by at least 12:30, you ain't gonna know nothing until you get home and open the door and find out everything is gone. We don't need social media to do that. You got folks that sit right outside your house, right across the street from you, right next door to you, kitty corner from one way to the left or to the right, watching you, clocking you. But they don't even have to do that because you tell everybody on social media what you're doing. Wise up. Y'all want to be Facebook thugs? Y'all social media bullies? Get a life in the real world. The social media is not going to back you up on these streets. Social media is not going to come to your rescue in these streets. Social media is not going to be standing there when you get your head cracked because you wrote a check that you couldn't cash. But that's about it. That's all I got to say about that topic. I mean, it's nothing that I have not said before, but I just have to reiterate certain things because some people get in their feelings, step on some toes, rattle some screws that was already loose. But it's fine. We are supposed to be adults. I mean, I can expect some of the reactions. I can expect that to come from kids. But nowadays, most of the adults acting like kids, and the kids is acting like adults. Go figure. So anyway, that's all I got for the social media thing. Just want to make some clarifications and some understandings and misguidance that some people may have had about this thing. But let's get on a whole nother topic. Let's start with getting your life together. Getting yourself to where you want to be by doing what you have to do to get there. A lot of us have this tendency of waiting. We're waiting on things to get better. We're waiting on the sun to shine. We're waiting on the rain to stop. We're waiting on our boyfriend. We're waiting on our girlfriend. We're waiting on our husband. We're waiting on our wife. We're waiting on our friends. We're waiting on all of these people to do something that we need to be doing for ourselves. Because we are responsible for us. You are responsible for your rise. You are responsible for your fall. You are responsible for your success. You are responsible for your failures. You are. And when you don't do what it is that you're supposed to do to get what it is that you say that you want, there's nobody else to blame for that. There's nobody else to hold accountable for that. That's your responsibility. That's your accountability. Now you wake up every day and every day you say, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go back to school. 5 minutes after you say that, you right back up under the covers going back to sleep. I'll do it tomorrow. Some people don't have tomorrow. Some people don't have today. Your future is in your hands. Your life is in your hands. If you pay any attention to the intro or the outro of this show, you are your own power, not us. We're not responsible for getting you from point A to point B. You are. But you have to wake up. You have to get up. Now, I spoke to someone the other day and I explained something to them. Why did I explain it to them? Because it was explained to me like that, even though I kind of already knew it. But, we all go through our periods of not wanting to do anything, being lazy. We go through this. But I had to explain it to them. And I said, what kind of job do you want to have? And they told me what kind of job that they wanted. And I said, okay, what time do you get up in the morning? They said, around 9 o'clock, somewhere around there. I said, okay. Have you ever heard the term, the early bird gets the worm? Yeah, I've heard of it. What does that mean to you? Let me explain something to you. By the time that you get up at 9 o'clock or whatever time that you get up, somebody has gotten up at 7 o'clock. Use that for an example. Somebody's gotten up at 7 o'clock. And in the time that it's taking you from 7 to 9 to get up, not only have they woken up, but at least 250 other people have woke up. And there's 250 people up at 7 o'clock applying for the same job that you're applying for. By 9 o'clock, say 9, 10 o'clock, you can probably double or triple that number. So you have a choice. Now you may not, now you can get up at 7, you can get up at 6, but the goal is to be the early bird that gets the worm. So if you get up at 7, do you want to be 1 in 10 to apply for a position, or do you want to be 1 in 500 that apply for a position? Timing and placement is everything. You have to put yourself in position to get what it is that you say that you want, or else that position is going to be filled by somebody else. Now, Les Brown has a saying, and a lot of people get it twisted, they get misconstrued, but you actually have to sit down and you have to listen, and you have to pay attention. The goal, if you want to be great, you have to make the moves to be great. Les Brown has a saying that you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. I'm going to say that again. You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started. You have to get started to be great. Because greatness is not just going to come knocking on the door saying, I'm here for you. Are you ready? You ready to go? Greatness is not going to do that. Greatness is something that has to be worked for. Greatness is something that has to be earned. Because if you don't earn it, you're not going to understand what to do with it. You're not going to understand how it works. You're not going to understand the power that comes with the work that you put into being great. Now, somebody can probably hand some greatness to you. It may be possible. But if you're not ready to handle that greatness, and there's a lot of people that do not understand how to handle greatness once it's put on them. Look in the music industry. Look in the acting industry. Look how many of these artists and athletes and actors who have made a lot of money, but are now flat broke. Why? Because they were put into a situation of greatness that they weren't ready for. They wanted it. They dreamed of it. They wanted for it to happen. They prayed for it to happen, but they didn't mentally prepare themselves for it to happen. There's a difference. Now, there's a bit of humility that has to go along with that greatness. But if you're not ready, if you're not taught that, if you're not taught how to handle the greatness, if you're not taught how to be humble, it's going to go to your head. And when it goes to your head, what happens is you get overconfident. You get cocky. You get to the point where you think, can't nobody tell you anything. You get to the point where everybody else around you is wrong but you. And when you start getting into that, it's like a godlike complex that begins to spiral to your downfall because you lost track of what it is that you were supposed to do and where it was that you were supposed to be. And when that happens, The first thing that you want to do, well, it was my agent's fault. It was my manager's fault. Or my girlfriend or my wife or my husband or my boyfriend, they didn't support me like they were supposed to. They didn't have my back like they said they were going to do. And nobody did this. Nobody is obligated to help you do a damn thing. Anything that anybody does for you, regardless of who it is a courtesy. And the only way that anybody is going to do anything for you is for you to start doing it yourself. Now, again, everybody knows that I don't like to be biblical. I ain't gonna say I don't like it, but I don't like it to be the main thing, like a lot of other speakers do, that they can't really speak without throwing the scripture in somewhere. I just be real about this. But to be biblical and to be scripture oriented, it does say in the Bible that faith without works is dead. And what that means is you can have all the faith in the world for what it is that you want and what you want to be, but if you are not putting any work into achieving it and then getting it, it means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. You can have all the faith in the world to want to be the next Michael Jackson or the next Usher or the next Chris Brown or the next Van Halen or the next Ed Sheeran or the next John Mayer. You can have all of these aspirations to do that, but if you ain't picking up a guitar, if you ain't playing on the keyboard, if you're not in a recording studio, if you're not trying to be an actor and you're not out here going to auditions and you're not getting your headshot and you don't have an actor's resume, if you have not put any work into getting any of this stuff, that faith is not going to get you very far. Again, opportunity very rarely comes knocking on anybody's door saying, I'm here. There's blood, sweat, tears, frustration, aggravation, determination, tenacity. All of this goes into achieving what it is that you say that you want. But what happens is, as I said at the beginning, words have power. And once you speak something in existence that you say that you want, the world is going to test you. Because the world is going to want to see how bad do you want what you say that you wanted. Okay, you want to go to school. Darn, car broke down. Darn, you ain't got no food in the house. Man, my boyfriend left me. My girlfriend left me. I'm having problems with the kids and all this. It's a test, y'all. It's a test. And your objective is to pass the test. These are all distractions to throw you off what it is that you said that you wanted to do, what you put out there into the universe, that you said that you wanted to achieve. The world is testing you to see how bad you want it. And if you give up and you quit and you walk away from what it is that you say that you wanted, the world has determined that you didn't want it in the first place. And all you were doing was just talking. But if you stand your ground and you stick to your guns and you weather the storms that are going to come, because they're going to come, the trials, the tribulations, the pitfalls, the potholes, the thunderstorms, the tornado, the typhoon, the hurricane, it's all going to come. But you got to be ready for it. You have to be prepared for it. You have to be willing to do what you have to do at any cost to get what it is that you want. And sometimes, as much as it hurts and as much as people hate to understand the realization of the reality of the situation, sometimes there are people and things that you have to let go. There are people and things that you have to cut off because they're not helping you achieve that goal. And I've said this to people because what's going to happen is once you have come to that conclusion that you have to cut somebody off, that one that you cut off, they're going to be mad as hell. They're going to be mad. They're going to be bitter. They're going to be jealous. They're going to be spiteful. They're going to be hateful. They're going to be vengeful. And everything that that you may hear may be coming from that person. Oh, they think that they the shit now. Oh, they done came up now. They better than everybody else. They so bougie. They so fake. I remember when they was this and this and this, and I remember how they used to do this and this and that. Let it go. Let them talk. Why? Because they had an opportunity to grow with you. They had an opportunity when you put it out there into the universe what you wanted to do, and you told somebody. You may have told more than one somebody, but you told somebody that this is what I want to do. And some people said, you know what, you crazy. I don't know why you want to do that. You know, you're wasting your time. It's not going to work. There's no way that you can do it. I'm your friend. I'm telling you. There's no way that it can be done. If they was really your friend, if they was really down for you like they said they was, they'll find a way to help you to get to where it is that you want to go. But again, in order for them to help you, those that want to help you, those that do believe in you, those that do support you, those that do have your back, for them to maintain that position, it has to start with you. You have to make the first move. You have to take the first step. Stop waiting on tomorrow to come. Stop waiting on somebody to come and help you. Because most of the people that are able to help you are waiting to see just what it is that you're going to do first. Because we have to see how serious you are about what you say you want to do. And once we see that not only do you have the faith, but you also put in the work to back up that faith, then we're like, okay, well, let me see what I can do. Let me make a couple phone calls. Let me reach out to a few people. Let me give you something to help you get to the next level. But we have to see that from you. You can't come and ask us. Why? Because we've made that journey before. We've walked those steps before. We've bled. We've sweat. We've cried tears. We've been frustrated. We've been aggravated. We've been annoyed. We've been pissed off. But going through all of that and going through all of those tests, look at where we are. So we know what it is that you're going through. We know what it is that you're going to have to go through. And we know how easy it is to get frustrated. And you know what? I quit. I'm not going to do it anymore. I thought I wanted it, but you know what? It's too hard. Les Brown says if it's hard, do it hard. Nothing out here is easy. Nothing out here was meant to be easy. If it was, everybody out here would be doing it. But this is not their goal. This is not their dream. This is not their achievement. This is yours. So stop basing your success or your failure on somebody else's success or failure. If they're successful at it, instead of being mad at them and instead of hating on them and trying to put venom in their game, ask questions. How did you do this? How did you get here? Can you show me? Because a person that's really down to help you, they will help you if you ask them an intelligent question. How do I know this? When I started doing this acting thing, and even when I started doing the music thing, what I did is I talked to other artists. I got to meet people. I got to meet people like NWA back in the day. I met KRS-One. I met Daddy O from Stetson Sonic. I talked to Eddie Money. I talked to Air Supply. And I asked them questions like, how did you do this? What did you have to go through? How do I get to where you are? When I got into acting, I talked to the actors. This is how I found out that you had to have a headshot. You had to have an actor's resume. Because believe me, when I got into this, I was very naive. When they said you got to get a headshot, I was like, what is a headshot? They said you got to have a resume. Okay, well, I got a resume, but I don't understand where was I working at? I don't know where I was working, but what does where I work at have to do with being an actor? No, you have to have an actor's resume. What is an actor's resume? You have to go to auditions. How do I find auditions? You got to look for them. I had to put in the work. And once I started putting in the work and I started understanding everything that went to going along with all of this stuff, look at where I'm at. As an artist, I have 9 albums. I have an untold number of singles released. I have been on 10 compilations. I've had my music featured in 2 movies. I performed live. I performed on TV. I performed in festivals. As an actor, I've acted on Lottery Ticket. I was an extra. I was background in Saints and Sinners when I got to talk to Clifton Powell, and I forget the young girl's name, but I got to talk to her. And at the same time, while everybody else thought that I was brown nosing and kissing ass while I was on set because I was talking to the director and I was talking to the PA, to the assistant. I forget what the PA stands for. It's a something production assistant. And I was talking to the cameraman and I was talking to the people that moved the equipment. Because I was talking to them, everybody was like, "Oh, he brown nosing it, he kissing ass." No, I was seeking knowledge. How long have you been acting? What did you have to go through? What kind of training did you have to go through? How did you get you an agent? How did you get you a manager? How do I get to the point of being represented? I wasn't running to like, "Can I get your autograph?" Or when we was on Lottery Ticket, running up to Ice Cube, "Can you listen to my demo?" No, I was asking sensible questions to seek knowledge. When I was talking to the cameraman, when you hold the camera like that, or when you turn the camera like this, why are you turning it like this? When you angle the camera this way, what are you trying to get? I'm asking sensible questions to gain knowledge. When I talk to casting directors, when I talk to casting agents, what is it that you're looking for when you're looking at somebody to cast? No, I'm not asking those stupid questions. And even though they say that there's no such thing as a stupid question, sometimes there is. Based on the situation that you're in. If you're trying to gain knowledge, ask a knowledgeable question. I learned a lot from being in recording studios. I learned a lot from Robert S. I learned a lot from Vito Freeze and Trent from Euro OK, what they call themselves, they changed the name to the Realists. But when I was in Michigan, I learned a lot from them. I learned a lot from Chico DeBarge. I learned a lot from John Trice. They call him Iceman J. I came to Atlanta. I learned a lot from people here. You have to ask questions to get from your point A to your point B. You have to ask questions. But everything, I'm going to say this again, and I can stress this, it has to start with you. You have to take the first step. You have to make the first move. Anything that anybody else does is following in accordance with your steps. Because we can't move until you do. We don't know what it is that you want. We don't know what it is that you need until you move. Now, some of y'all were sitting there saying, "But it's so scary, and I don't know." The first step is always scary because it's something new. It's something that you really wasn't sure of, but you have to take that first step. Because once you take that first step, there is no going back. There is no backtracking. The only thing that you can do is you can go forward. And if it does not work the first time, don't listen to these people telling you that you failed. You did not fail. Just because it didn't work that first time, that just means that that wasn't the pathway for you to take at that particular moment. Doesn't mean that it didn't work. It just means that that particular way didn't work. It just means that you have to find another one. Let me put it this way: if you ride down the street and the street is closed, what do? Do you just turn around and you go back home? No. You back up and you either go to the left or you go to the right or you go back to where you came and you find another way. This is the same thing. Just because one way didn't work doesn't mean that that was the only way. This means that you have to find another way. But most of y'all give up. As soon as that one time goes wrong, you quit. You frustrated, you give up, and everybody says, see, I told you that you was crazy. I told you that you shouldn't have wasted your time doing it. Stop listening to them folks. Only you know what's going to work for you. Only thing that anybody else can tell you is what didn't work for them. And just because it didn't work for them doesn't mean that it won't work for you. That just may not have been the way that they were supposed to go. And because it didn't go that way for them, they quit. And because they quit and because they gave up, they want you to quit and they want you to give up and they want you to sit there being miserable, right along with them, wondering, what if? I wonder what would have happened if. Maybe if I would have. If you want to be successful, surround yourself with successful people. Surround yourself with people that are going to motivate you. Surround yourself with people that are going to inspire you. Surround yourself with people that, even if it sounds crazy, they ride along with you because they done did something crazy too. Somebody told them the exact same thing, but look at where they are. Follow your God within you. Yes, it might sound crazy to the rest of us. It's supposed to, because we can't see what you see. Whatever vision that you have for yourself, whatever dream that you have for yourself, whatever goal that you have for yourself, that was given to you. It was given to you to see. It was given to you to understand. It was given to you to manifest. None of us is going to see it until you bring it to life. And then we're like, oh, that's what you was talking about. But you have to bring it into existence first. You have to be the one to initiate that. You have to be the one to hit the start button on that machine. So what if it sounds crazy to us? So what if it sounds like there's no way that you can get it done to us? So what if it seems like it's a waste of time to us? We don't matter. All we have, and yes, even me, because there's a lot of people that take faith in what I say. There's a lot of people that go off of some of the things that I say. But at the end of the day, even with me, what I say is an opinion. In my opinion, just like everybody else's, carries as much weight as you choose to give it. If you choose to totally disregard it and say that I'm just a crazy old Looney Tunes person, you well within your right to say so. But I'm not an expert on your life. I'm not an expert on what runs in your mind. I'm not an expert on the way that you walk your steps. I'm not, because none of that was given to me. It was given to you. Stop wasting your time with all of these people trying to tell you what you can't do. Can't, a long time ago, was given a term of causing a never-ending trend. Because once you say that you can't, it's not us that can convince you whether you can or you can't. It's you. And once you convince yourself that you can't do it, that's what you're going to roll with. So stop saying what you can't do, especially if you haven't tried it yet. If you haven't made an attempt of it yet, then how do you know that you can't do it? Because somebody else convinced you that you couldn't? Again, maybe they tried it and it didn't work for them. But now that you're finna try it, they don't want it to work for you. They want you to fail at it. They want you to give up and quit because they gave up and quit. There are people out here whose sole mission is to watch you fail and to laugh and to point at you and to ridicule you and to humiliate you for even trying. Stop giving those people that power. If it didn't work the first time, go back to the drawing board and start again. Look at what's the name? Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. How many times this man got ran over by train? Well, not man, but this coyote that got ran over by trains, got anvils dropped on him, fell off a cliff, had dynamite blow up on him, rockets that exploded on him, and he never gave up trying to catch the Roadrunner. All he did is like, damn, okay, this didn't work. Let me go back to the drawing board and find another way. He never quit. The only reason that he quit chasing the Roadrunner is because they took the show off the air. So we don't know if he caught the Roadrunner or not. But he never quit trying. No matter what it was that happened, he came back with another plan because he was determined to find something that was going to work for him to catch that bird. And if that one didn't work, he had another plan. If that plan didn't work, he had another plan. If that plan didn't work, he had another plan. And we all tuned in on Saturday morning watching Wile E. Coyote chase the Roadrunner to see if he was going to catch him this time. This is life. There's going to be things that don't work. There's going to be efforts that feel like a failure. There's going to be attempts that's going to make you feel like you should have just gave up and quit. Ignore it. Keep going with it. The best analogy that I can give you, well, not even an analogy, but I've said this before. This is my third time starting the ICON Chronicles. This is my third time. The first time that I started it, I was going to school. And the only reason that I quit, that I put the ICON Chronicles to rest at that point in time was because I was going to graduate. It wasn't because I was frustrated. It wasn't because people told me that I was crazy. It wasn't because that I didn't think that it would be successful. I stopped doing it because I was about to graduate and I had to focus on my schoolwork. The second time I tried it, I got maybe like 6, maybe 7 episodes, but then life got busy. So I had to put it to rest again. This is my third time with the ICON Chronicles. And this third time, this is my third season, and this is my 9th episode. So that means that I have at least 18 other episodes before this and 2 other seasons before this because I was determined to make this work. I was Wile E. Coyote. And the ICON Chronicles was my Roadrunner. And I kept trying. 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 And here I am today. Season 3, episode 9. Have I caught the Roadrunner? Because I'm in the 3rd season, somebody say, excuse me, somebody say yes. But that all remains. Keep going for your goals. Keep going for your dreams. Don't let nothing stop for you. Don't let nothing stop you. Don't let people stop you. Handle your business. Get up, what R. Kelly say? Get up off your butt and get your own something. Because once you get your own, nobody can take it away from you unless they steal it. Feel me? This is your man, Next Icon. I'm out of here. Catch y'all next weekend, next Tuesday. Y'all holler back. Peace.
Thinking